What's up, YouTube? Today I have another episode on Ghost Mods, how to remove your transfer case on a Evo X MR SST auto transmission. Today I'm gonna show how I took it off and what you have to do. This took me about 9 hours to do. It's extremely long. It is a pain in the ass to do. You gotta kind of jack up the car, and there's a whole lot of stuff you gotta take off. So I'm gonna explain to you what exactly you have to do. So this is the transfer case. All right. So I'm looking down on it like if I'm on the passenger side. You're gonna have to take off this bolt here. There's a bolt that goes here and here, which is these bolts back here. There's a total of 6 bolts. So you got 1, 2. The bolts usually have red paint on it. All right. Then you got the long one. This is the only bolt that is long. 3. It's gonna go right next. This bolt is right next to the line for the ATF fluid for the active yoke. 4, 5, and 6. So 5 bolts are the same length and size. Only 1 bolt is different, which is this one. Is the longest one. So if you're looking, bring the camera over here. So if you're looking at the T case from the passenger side, the bolts, these 2 bolts is easy to get to. Okay, you hit this one, then you hit this one, then you come up and you hit this one. These 3 bolts is a pain to get to while the T case is still in the car and you're working from the passenger side, because you really can't see it. You're gonna have to remove the strut on the passenger side. You're gonna remove the strut on the passenger side, lower the knuckle, and then remove the axle on the passenger side, and then you'll be able to see this bolt, which is the furthest one to the left. Then you can see this one and this one. You can see it if you kind of move your head a little bit. You're gonna have to use a really long extension for a 1/2 inch or 3/8. I use a 3/8 extension. I think these bolts is a 14, and then at the end of the extension I use an adapter that goes from a 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, because the extension is going to be so long that your 3/8 ratchet is not going to have enough breaking power to break these bolts loose. So you want to convert to a 1/2 inch with an extended arm, and then you can break the bolt loose. Okay, so once you get these 6 bolts loose, if you're looking at the T case while I was inside the car, this is the tail shaft housing. You're going to have to remove it. It's only 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. It kind of goes in. It's like this inside the car. Okay. You're going to want to unbolt these and take this out. In order to take this out, the drive shaft that goes into here, and then there's a 4 bolt housing. You're going to take those 4 bolts out, which is a 12. You take those out. Drive shaft falls down. Then you pull it out. Once you pull it out, then you unbolt these 4 bolts and you pull the shaft out. I mean the tail shaft housing. The reason why I want to take that out, because the T case is so long that this end hits the firewall. So if you're looking at the T case, you're looking down. Once you unbolt it, it ain't gonna come straight down. You kind of gotta seesaw it this way, and it's not gonna be able to seesaw that way while this housing is still on, because this is gonna hit the firewall. So you want to take this out, grab the shaft here, and kind of work your way out a little bit. You're going to have to lift the engine. The way I did it was remove the passenger side upper motor mount and the front engine mount. What you want to do is you want to get piece of wood right here. This is the wood that we use right here. You want to lay it on top of the jack. You want to jack it up from the oil pan. You want to keep a piece of wood here because you want to keep the oil pan level and straight. You don't want to put no dents in the oil pan. And then you jack up the motor about 6 inches. Once you jack up the motor about 6 inches, then the subframe, you are going to have to lower the